Now today we have one of the longest running comics in the city's history, Sylvia T. Morrison. She blew up in the 70s because she was one of the first black female impressionists in American history. It led her to get a gig as a writer on Saturday Night Live. She was the first black woman to do that. Now Sylvia has such a long history in entertainment, we wanted to know which particular people she loved working with. Well, it turns out her and Reese had similar answers to that question. Check this out.
Now, some of your favorite comedians that you perform with in your career?
Oh, absolutely. Let me start off with Monique.
Okay, very cool.
I was hired to host the Play Awards in Las Vegas, and she was doing her residency out there. And to make a really long story short, I went to see her show, and they told her that I was in the audience, that there's this woman in the audience who had 50 years in comedy, 50 of them. So she comes over to me, Reese, and she says, "Miss Sylvia, how you doing, sugar? Let me say something right now." She said, I feel so bad, my baby, that I don't know who you are. I've never heard of you. The last night she brought me back to Vegas, I did 9 shows with her. And on our final show, George Wallace comes into the show, right? And he's enjoying the show. And when I finished, he got up out of his chair, came to my dressing room, well, not my dress, but the dressing area, and said, "How come I don't know you? I've never seen you before. How come I don't know you?" And so he invited me to do a show with him at the Bethesda Blues and Jazz Club in DC because he was going to be here. And we've been friends ever since. Me, Monique, George Wallace. It's been quite a journey. It's been quite a journey.
Monique did a radio hit one time. I was a substitute host for a radio show, Sirius satellite radio show. And she came into the studio and we're making small talk in the intermediate. And I'm kind of just like throwing out, she's like, how you doing? And I forget what I was going through at the time. And I kind of like was throwing out little small talk and whatnot. But whatever it was that she had going on, she just stopped and put that to the side and was just trying to figure out exactly how to make me feel better about my situation. To the point where when we went live on the air, that's what she made her interview about. Her interview was about what's going on with me. I was like, we're here to talk about you and what you got going on. Oh, well, this is what I got going on, but you know what? This is where I'm at right now. And I thought that was so interesting and so cool. And then afterwards, too, it wasn't a put on. Like afterwards, she was like,
right,
you know, kept it going, you know, and I think she emailed with me for a little bit too. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Monique she is that girl. As a matter of fact, she told me when we were in Vegas, I was celebrating 50 years in comedy. And she said, "When is it, Miss Sylvia?" And I told her, she said, "I'll be there." So she, on her own, she didn't wait on nobody to fly her in the town. She flew back from where she lives to Washington, D.C. to be there for my 50th anniversary.
Oh, that's great.
All kinds of, I love Monique so much. She is so good to me. She has, in the last 3 years, she told me when we were in Vegas, she said, "I'm going to have, everybody that I know is going to know you." And I have posted so many videos on YouTube of her and T.I. and Tiny. She's been on all kind of shows and she always brings me up. She'll tell people that I exist.
Now, if you want to hear some more from Sylvia, give her a follow on Instagram at Sylvia T. Morrison, or you can check her out on the WSA 9 YouTube page. Still ahead.